So I finally got around to watching the Chinese box office smash, only pure $2 billion US they made, nothing special, Ne Zha 2. And to be completely frank, I only watched the first one yesterday because I was like, I've got to get in on this. So I'm finally caught up, and this is spoiler free. So I know this is based off Chinese mythology, and apparently they butchered the characters in that sense, but it doesn't matter because I don't know how many Chinese people are as up on it. China's so vast, I actually haven't got a clue, and I missed the classes on that, so international viewers don't think it's going to matter. But essentially, the main protagonist has a week to save his town by getting the task done. Now, that's a little bit misleading, I think, in the sense of that there is so much going on in this, like the task. It just sounds like, oh, I'll just press the button and the task is done. I will run the marathon and the task is done. There's a lot to this. Now, do you have to watch the first one to get the second one? Well, I did because I just recommend it anyway. And there are like I think there are a few different voice actors on it, but you won't notice bar one. I'll let you figure that one out. But I would say yes and no. So they do try and bring you up to speed in this film because I think this has a much bigger budget. So they want to bring in a new audience without having to burden them watching the first one. So they want to get them out to the cinema, which with $2 billion, I think they might have done. So no, you don't have to. They will bring you up to speed, but you'll get more watching the first one. So I'd recommend that you do, but it's not super important. So one of the things I really liked about this movie is that they blurred the lines when it came to the protagonist and the antagonist. Now, we, the audience, do know the main protagonist is the main protagonist, but the people in the world don't. They think that he's the villain. And that's nothing new in terms of like Hollywood, Bollywood, Nollywood, Chinese media. That's not a new storyline. But the villains, this is where it gets interesting. They're kind of veering on anti-heroes. Now, the typical Hollywood thing I would say, because obviously I consume mostly Hollywood media, is that you get a sympathetic backstory with a villain at times. So it's like, oh, I understand why they became how they became evil. However, they're going to go one of two ways. They're either going to be pushing towards the Darth Vader storyline of pushing towards the light again, then going to have their redemption, or they're going to just be going so evil that it's like, I get why you went that way, but now you are evil. This blurs the line a lot more on that, and it's not confusing either. So this is the key part. It's not like, oh, who's evil, who's good, like what? I don't get it. Like, now it's a mess. You tried to be really clever out of left field, all that stuff, and then it doesn't work. No, it works in this case. They did a great job with it. And of course, don't worry, there's plenty of training going on for the main protagonist to prove that he's going to step up, be the man that he needs to be his own man, which is a theme in this movie. And that works well. Honestly, it's really easy to root for the protagonist. They've got the character thing down pretty damn well, I would say. And the animation. Now, I think Hollywood has something to be worried about here because honestly, it was so good. It was so much better than we've had recently from like Pixar and other studios. Even though I really enjoyed Elio, I'll throw that out there. But it was just so good. The action sequences were great, and just all the elements of it just looked better. The action sequences particularly were a highlight in how to do it compared to other movies I've watched in the last few years. I mean, it really does raise the bar. And I would say the fact that it's got less than half the budget of, say, Elio, and even like poorly budgeted Hollywood films, animation films, get about 100 million at least. This has got 80 million. That should worry them, because if you can start to do that, and it's great because it makes more media and creating more media accessible to everyone, that should worry them though, because now Bollywood could get on it, Chinese media, maybe 80 million is a very large budget for a Chinese film, I would imagine. And we can't get away from the fact there are loads of pee and fart jokes. I mean, there's just loads of them in it. If you don't like that, you won't like this, but if you do, you will. It's a simple humour that's worked throughout human history. But in conclusion, I would really recommend Ne Zha 2. I'd recommend you watch Ne Zha 1 first if you can. If you can't, brings you up to speed, as I said, so you'll be absolutely fine. And it's just fun. It's a great family film. As I said, the cinematography, I don't know if you'd use that word, but the CGI, the animation, great, good characters, easy to root for. And the fact they try and blur the lines, I said, but still it's completely, you can understand it. But what did you think? Perhaps you enjoyed it even more than I did. Maybe you thought, I just can't get into it. I mean, maybe you're too used to Hollywood stuff and some of the cliche stuff involved with it. I don't think that's a problem with this personally, but let me know in the comments below. Please like, subscribe, ring the bell, all that good stuff. I appreciate your support, and you'll get more content from this channel if you so desire. And until next time, I will see you later.